Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Sporting Perspective. It is our NBA 2025-2026 preview show as the NBA season starts tonight. 9 months of nonstop NBA action, and it's going to be an interesting season. I know we're starting tonight, which is like the middle of October. I know we talked about this earlier. It seems weird. I know they've been doing this over the last few years, but with the World Series going on, NFL, college football, it seems like a lot of competition. Are you in basketball mode yet, or is it kind of too early for you?
Absolutely not. No, I'm not. I'm not in basketball mode yet. I'm praying that when I turn on NBC tonight for the two games and I hear that round ball rock, they're bringing back round ball rock. That'll get me going. But I'll be
Yeah.
honest, like you said, with the World Series starting in just a couple of days, I think the NBA is missing out on an opportunity to like maybe start on Halloween. Christmas is already a
Yeah.
big day. I know. Christmas to a lot of people is when the NBA like really gets into the swing of things, but like take a holiday like Halloween and make that the kickoff.
Yeah, I agree. It seems too early, and it seems like there's a lot of things on television. I mean, for a sports fan, for people that have YouTube TV and can watch the quad box, it's great. But
Yeah.
it's one of those things of I feel like you're right. It's almost like their opening week is kind of overshadowed by NFL and the World Series and things like that. It's like it's just too much.
At
So
least they have nothing competing with them tonight. I mean, obviously
that's true.
Monday Night Football was yesterday, so NFL's over for week 7, and World Series doesn't start till Friday, so they do have the stage to themselves at least.
Yeah, for a couple nights, that's true. So I'll give a quick recap, just in case you don't remember. OKC won the title last year, beating the Pacers in 7. They bring back a lot of their roster. Unfortunately, one of the big storylines going into the season from last season is a tremendous amount of injuries. A lot of guys going to miss most to all of the season. Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Halliburton, Kyrie Irving. LeBron James will be sidelined for the first month as well. There's a lot of star power in the NBA, but do you think a lot of these big name guys, you think it's going to affect viewership, things like that? Also, I got to make a note here saying the guys that are, hurt for the beginning of the season to most of the season, thank God there is no U.S. competition because, man, those are all U.S. guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the biggest name one, LeBron, him being out with sciatica. I mean, that's just a tribute to him being 41 years old. I mean, yeah, he's had an unreal career for 20 plus years and never had a major injury, which is pretty wild when you think about it. But he is starting to reach that age where Father Time always wins in the long run. Um, Luckily, the Lakers have Luca, so I don't think it'll affect them all too much from like a team standpoint. Hopefully, but I mean, LeBron is still a brand. He still draws crowds. So while these names, like you mentioned, Tatum, Halliburton, LeBron, etc., it doesn't help. But I think there are enough superstars in this league to where different guys jump up and take the stage when need be.
Yeah. Obviously, you want to see all the big stars and all the big names, but, luckily the NBA does have a ton of big names at this point. I know we were talking yesterday briefly. It's almost like every team basically has a superstar, and in certain
Right.
cases, multiple. So,
I mean,
with Tatum out,
it definitely. Well, you'll mention Tatum. Let me mention
yeah,
Halliburton real fast. I think Indiana goes from a finals team to middle of the pack in the East. I would say. I mean,
yeah,
they need guys like Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Naismith, Benedict Mathurin, even guys like T.J. McConnell. I know he's on the shelf for the first month, I want to say, but they need those guys to really step up in Hallie's absence. But yeah, to go from a finals appearance to your superstar is on the shelf, that's going to be
yeah.
tough. And I'll let you. You were about to talk about Tatum.
Yeah, at least in Tatum's situation, Boston has that second superstar in Brown. So, But yeah, look in the Pacers situation, Halliburton really became a star in last year's playoffs, and it was really heartbreaking what happened to him. And now him being sidelined, yeah, it kind of derails the whole Pacers season
They're
before it
gonna
even starts.
they're gonna really have to rely on Pascal Siakam and hope that he can be the Pascal Siakam we saw in Toronto.
Yeah. All right. Well, there was a lot of transactions this past off season. I'm going to highlight a couple, and I just kind of want to get your reaction to how big that player is going to be for the new team, if they're going to be able to take it over the hump. So I'm just going to highlight a couple, and you can tell me how big of a move this really was.
I'll give it a
So the first
grade.
one, give it a grade. Give it a grade. So the first guy that we're going to talk about, one of the biggest superstars in the NBA, Kevin Durant, moving over to Houston.
So right off the bat, I will say this: Fred Van Vliet sounds like he's going to be out for quite some time, if not maybe the entire season. Um, I'm giving this an A plus, and even if Fred Van Vliet was healthy, I would still give this an A plus. Houston's biggest thing was their lack of like a true go-to scorer in the playoffs and just in crunch time. And Durant is that. I mean, he's older, but he's still so pure. He can get you a bucket, and I mean, he's 7 feet tall with like just a beautiful jump shot. So it's like he can get his bucket still over anyone. So I to me this is an A plus, and it's something that puts Houston. He is someone who puts Houston right in the contender status.
Yeah, especially since he's now slotted to play the two. That's going to be really hard
Yeah.
to guard against. It's a very big lineup. As long as he's able to stay healthy and the rest of the Houston team can stay healthy, it's going to be a tough. They're going to score points.
Who's going to rebound against them? You have Amen Thompson
Yeah,
at the point guard.
yeah, it's going to be tough. They're going to be a tough out. So the second one, Aiton heading to the Lakers.
So I saw a stat on Twitter the other day, and had something to do with don't quote me on this, but like Luca elevates big men, which we've seen in the past. Obviously, even just last season when he had Lively, he was there with Daniel Gafford. Just for most recent, Aiton's interesting to me. I'm going to give it a C because I'm not quite sure what to think of. I mean, there's part of me that thinks that I mean he has zero motor, as we've seen, the years he was in Phoenix. He really didn't do much in Portland. Kind of an empty stats guy. Sure, he was averaging a double double, but like his team's not winning. And when it comes to like the moments that matter, he seems to always just like kind of fade away. I have a feeling LeBron and Luca, and even especially JJ Redick, are not gonna like him, and then which will then snowball into Laker Nation. Good luck with Aiton. As a U of A guy and a Suns fan myself, I wanted to so badly root for him and love him, but he's not a dog. He just doesn't. He's not tenacious. He just gets by on athleticism. So I know the Lakers are one of the better teams theoretically that people are choosing to be, top four, top three, maybe even the best team in the West, depending how the Thunder do. I just don't think Aiton moves the needle all that much. So I'll give it a C.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. He kind of fades in the big moment, and his one of his biggest criticisms is he's just not good against other big men that are good. And unfortunately, you're sitting in a West now that Denver has gotten bigger, Houston's gotten bigger, OKC's already big. He tends to shy away in those big matchups, and that's where the Lakers are actually going to need him. So, is he going to dominate the bottom half of the West? Yeah, probably, but I think when it comes to the times where they need him to show up, I'll never forget how he shrunk so hard in the finals against Milwaukee.
Yeah, consistency is an issue too. I mean,
Yep,
he has his games here and there, and you're like, oh wow, he's turning the corner. But then
yep,
then he fades back into like 15 and 10, but his team loses by 12, and yeah, so
yep.
whatever. I want to see consistency out of him.
All right, well, let's talk about another big man, and this guy, kind of surprising move. Miles Turner heading to Milwaukee.
Yeah, to me, he's a honestly, he's a younger Brook Lopez. Shoots the three, good rim protector. Uh, Not like a fantastic rebounder, but he'll grab you 6, 7, 8 boards. I mean, for a guy his size, you'd think like, how do you not fall into 10 plus? But again, playing with Giannis will handle everything else. Um, I really like that move because, like, yeah, I mean, like I just said, Turner to me is like a spitting image of Brook Lopez, just way younger. So we saw what Brook could do in that offense, and Giannis and Brook won a title. So maybe something will be brewing in Milwaukee between Turner and Giannis. So I'm gonna give that. I'll give that I'll give it a B, solid B.
Okay. I was more surprised that Indiana didn't go more aggressive to keep him being there for, man,
His
almost a
whole
decade.
career. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Desmond Bain heading to Orlando. Orlando gave up a boatload to get him, but Desmond Bain to Orlando.
I really like Desmond Bain. He's got to be one of the best shooters in the NBA. He's a bucket getter. He's turned his career from basically like a spot up shooter into a number two option. So I think he'll slot in really nicely as kind of that number two guy to Paulo Banchero. I'm gonna give this a B plus. I want to give it an A because I really like Bain. Oh, and he's also just a defensive menace.
Uh-huh.
Uh, he has had injuries plagued him, and he's coming off a major injury. So I want to see how he rebounds from that. He's young enough where I think he should be fine. But that's a young, hungry Orlando team that made the playoffs. I mean, Banchero is still somehow like 22 years old or something crazy, being a one and done at Duke. But yeah, I think that's a solid. Yeah, I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B, B plus, kind of in that B, B plus range because I think the upside is an A. But I just want to see what he's like healthy. But that's a great get for Orlando.
Yeah, I agree, and it just adds to the depth of that team. They're just super deep, and they're one of the few Eastern teams that feels like they're actually going into the season healthy. Every other major team has either injury concerns or someone on the shelf for a long time. So I know a lot of betting favorite. A lot of people are putting money on Orlando to win the East this year because of that. Um, Cameron Johnson heading to Denver.
I'm going to give that a B plus. I think he will excite Nuggets fans in a way that Michael Porter Jr. never did. Michael Porter Jr. very skilled. He can score. I think Michael Porter Jr. was just a little too hot and cold when it came to shooting. He always had the green light. The guy who never missed up an opportunity to shoot. Cam Johnson is just straight up a better shooter. And I think when you have a guy like Jokic and just overall playmaker and kind of one of the first ever point centers we've seen in quite some time, maybe since even like Mehmet Okur, but he was a little ahead of his time in Utah. Heck, even I'll throw Bill Walton in there too. You have to surround guys like Jokic with a ton of shooters, and I think Cameron Johnson will fit perfectly in that team alongside Brown, Murray, Gordon, but Gordon's not really I wouldn't call him a shooter. But yeah, I think Cameron Johnson will slot him in for 3, 4 threes every game. B plus. I'll give that a B plus.
It's probably the Sun that the Suns wish they never gave up.
100%.
So yeah, this last transaction kind of involves the whole NBA and whole sports entirety, and that's the fact that viewership this year will be different. So I'm going to let you grade the new viewership of games will no longer be on TNT. It is now moved over to NBC. Games will be on Peacock, Prime, obviously still ESPN. How do you view or how do you grade this new viewership for people, games being on every single night? I know it's a loaded question, but what would you give it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be the new norm for every sport. I mean, you have the NFL on the NFL Network, Amazon Prime, CBS, Fox, NBC. I mean, every station. The NBA is trying to tap into that. I think it's great. I think for our age group, it's nothing different. We're used to this whole streaming age, I guess you could call it. I mean, it's a great money opportunity and marketing opportunity for the NBA. The older crowd might have trouble trying to figure out where to go to get on, watch these games. But I'm all for more games on more streaming opportunities that are,
Yep.
you know, able to get to rather than having to pay for like NBA TV or something like that just to watch your team or big matchups. I will say it'll be a little strange at first without TNT. Having those guys moving to they're on ESPN
E-
now, right? The Barclays.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
ESPN.
sure they'll keep the show pretty similar. It'll just be on ESPN. I know they brought the entire crew with them,
Yep.
behind the scenes crew that is. So yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, I'm all for being able to watch as many games as possible when the opportunity arises. So yeah, I like it.
Cool. All right. You want to make some predictions?
Let's do it. Last thing I will
No.
say,
Okay.
one last one I want to mention: Russell Westbrook on the Kings.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to give
Weird.
that a D. There, um, yeah, he's gonna be lighting the brick, not lighting the beam.
Yeah. There. I feel like Westbrook is just kind of turning into one of those guys where he's just gonna like he's just dancing around as much as he possibly can. I mean, we should actually play a game eventually. How many teams has he played on? Like, it's a
Yeah,
lot now.
we should
Like,
try
he's
to
actually
name all the teams.
like he's got to be at like 8 at this point, right?
I think he's on the Chris. I know Chris Paul's on that list. It's where you hit like every color of the rainbow.
Yeah, he might be
He
there at
might
this
be up
point.
there.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
but yeah, I thought that was a weird signing. I mean, the Kings
yeah,
are obviously going in a I don't know what
they're
direction
going in the they're going
they're.
in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do. I just thought that was funny, but I wanted to get that out there. Light the brick instead of light the
Yeah,
beam because
it's a good one.
Westbrook's shooting has just gone. You don't know where the ball's going when it leaves his hand.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how much time he even gets on the court. To be honest with you. All right, well, let's make some predictions. MVP, I'll let you go first.
Oh man, it's hard. It's hard to not pick Shea Gildas Alexander just from the standpoint of what you can watch him do on the court, and he means so much to that team, and that team loves him so much. I think I'm going to go SGA again. I think he's going to join that tier of players who have won not only twice but back to back. He's young. The Thunder are still hungry. Doing it back to back years is always tough, but we've seen it before. So yeah, I really wanted to go Jokic because I think he's Jokic is almost in that Mike Trout tier where it's like probably could just give it to him every year. The guy's
Yeah.
absolutely insane. But I think the Thunder are just going to be one of those top teams again, and we've seen that in the NBA. MVPs typically go to like a guy who's in a top four, top three seed. So I know it's probably not the sexy pick; it's the safe pick. But I'm going to go SGA.
I'm actually going to go Luca. Um, whoa,
Has he won a MVP?
that can't be real. We might have breaking news like happening right now that doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to check it before we continue because we'll add this into the show right now if this is actually a real thing. Hold on, that can't be real. I think it's fake.
What's the news?
I just got a tweet that Stephen A. Smith got fired.
Let's.
That can't be real. Okay, that has to be fake. And the original add that in there is because it's an NBA thing. I think I just got caught. There's
I
no way
think.
that's real. Something must have just got hacked. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm
I
on
think,
Twitter
yeah,
now.
yeah. There's nothing. That just caught my eye as my phone lit up. I'm like,
No,
what the hell?
so ESPN Centel instead of Central.
Okay, so why is that getting sent to my phone?
Yeah, I think it's fake.
That's fake. Yeah, I was
If
like,
not,
what
we
the
just broke the
hell?
news, but I don't think it's
Yeah,
real.
I don't think it's real. Okay, well, I don't think that's real. I was about to say, well, what the hell? Um, uh,
Luca.
Luca is actually going to be my MVP pick. I think Luca came in. Obviously, everyone's seen the pictures, everyone's seen him play, and everything like that. He looks great. I think he's going to be on his revenge tour here, proving not only Dallas wrong, but all the doubters wrong. He's going to have the ball, especially this first month of the season. It's his team now, and I think Ayton will help, especially early on in the season with those stats. But I think Ayton's going to come off. I think Luka's going to come out pretty pissed off and show the world that he's the best player in the world.
He's already
And
won MVP, so he he's going to be gunning for one at some point in his career. So
yeah,
why not now?
I think this is the time, and LeBron James, I think, is going to have to accept the role of he's number two on this team at this point, and I think that actually, if he does accept that role, that's going to really help Luka out. So, and I don't think the Lakers are going to win the title or anything like that, but I do see them being in contention and winning 50 games this year.
Do we
So
see Bronny on the court? Is he a rotation player or still not yet?
I think we're going to see kind of a similar situation that we saw last year.
Just occasionally
So
plays when he can, but not like
yeah.
a true rotation player on the team.
Yeah, I think he's going to be kind of like that 10th, 11th guy. I think he'll still be playing in G League games, and I think the storyline will be a lot less. And my opinion is, as long as the Lakers are winning, you're not going to hear much about it. If the Lakers start off slow for some reason, um, it might turn into a story.
I'd have to look it up. I
So
wonder if he's still is he on a two-way contract still?
I believe he is.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah. So this should be the easy one of the bunch that we're talking about here. Rookie of the year. I haven't even looked at the gambling lines, but they got to be bad.
Yeah, again, I'm gonna go with the safe pick. It's just how can you not choose Cooper Flagg?
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking Cooper Flagg. I think he might even make it the All-Star game this year. I mean, Dallas is looking really good, and when Kyrie comes back, the one guy left off the transaction at list that I probably should have included was D'Angelo Russell now being in Dallas. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But Kyrie is
Yeah.
is slated to come back at some point. So
Yeah, D'Lo's basically just kind of the band-aid until Kyrie comes back. I mean, you know what you're
yeah,
getting from D'Lo. Not a bad player,
yeah,
but he'll be fine.
yeah. I'll take Cooper Flagg over the field. It'll be shocking if anyone beats Cooper Flagg. I guess the only way it happens is if he gets hurt.
Do you have a dark horse?
Um,
Do you have a dark horse rookie? If let's just say Cooper doesn't win it, let's each pick one. I've got one. If you want to think about it for a sec.
you go first. You go first.
So I'm gonna go VJ Edgecombe. I just think he's gonna be thrust
Okay.
into that Philly role. Uh, I know Paul George and Embiid are technically supposed to supposed to be healthy and play, but we know those two are always guaranteed to miss a bunch of games. So I think it's really going to be him and Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe kind of taking over that team. So if there was someone who I think could win, and
Yeah.
if it's not Cooper, I would throw some money at VJ Edgecombe just because he is probably going to slot in as the starting shooting guard, and
Yeah.
he'll get the minutes.
I'll take a dark horse, and this one's just kind of more funny. I forgot its name, but I'll take the Chinese dude that the Portland Trailblazers took.
Oh, Yang,
Y-
Hansel Yang or Jan Hansel.
Yeah, that guy. At least in summer league, and he impressed, and it's Portland. He's going to get a lot of minutes probably.
He's gonna play. Yeah, I mean, right now
Yeah,
they have Klingon, I think, as the starter, but I mean, he's gonna be the backup five, and if Klingon gets hurt, which we saw last year, Klingon was hurt quite a bit. Hansen, I gotta look it up now.
yeah.
But yeah,
But I'll take him as kind of a dark horse, is because he looked good in summer league, so I'll take him.
yeah, Yang
So
Hansen.
yeah, why not? Um, so big question: NBA Finals. Who do you got?
I am taking Houston against Orlando, and I have Houston winning it all. And the troll of Kevin Durant on Twitter will shut up the haters who come at him. So I'm
Nice.
taking Houston over Orlando.
So I've got the Thunder over the Magic.
Okay.
So I think with the Thunder, we're in the era of the Thunder. I think they're going to be better than they were last year, which is scary to say. Um, they're probably going to win 70 games. Um, yeah, they're just
Thunder is
young,
safe.
and yeah, Thunder is safe. I just saw that they're a massive betting favorite to win it all this season. It's just tough to take anyone but the Thunder at this point. So I think they're
Well, they're
yeah,
so young. They're just like guys like SGA technically isn't in his prime. He
yeah,
theoretically could get better. Chet Holmgren gonna get better. Jalen Williams, I think he's out for tonight's game in the opener, but like he's gonna get better. So
yeah,
so,
yeah. And
Alex Caruso's the old man of the team.
I know it's nuts, and it's you know, I want to take Houston. I think Houston's going to be very good. Denver, I think, improved. I think they're going to be really big because really tough because they're big. And then a team we haven't mentioned the whole show, which I know they're old, but they're going to be competitive as long as they stay healthy. Golden State is still Golden State. They're on their kind of swan song here,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
so they're going to be.
One thing I'll mention with Denver, the amount of money that's getting thrown around in the NBA is insane. Christian Brown signed that 5 year,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
$125 million contract, and he's not. I mean, he's your fifth starter.
yeah,
He's the
yeah,
starting shooting guard, but he's like the fifth option. I mean, maybe he'll get elevated to like four, maybe if he starts taking shots over Aaron Gordon, maybe. But like,
yeah.
that's crazy money for a guy who, sure, he's a national champion, he's a NBA champion, but he hasn't
Mhm.
quite solidified himself as like he's not a superstar. He's just a role player for the Nuggets, and he's really good. He's good defensively, but it's a lot of money.
There's a reason why, if you ask an athlete which sport they wish they could play, it's the NBA, and that's purely because the money is ridiculous and you really don't get banged up.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
it's
as
pretty
long as you
nice.
can avoid a Achilles or ACL, you're gonna get
Yeah,
nicked up here and there just because you're falling on a hard court. But like I mentioned, LeBron made it through a whole career. He's built differently. I get that. He's like a
yep.
football player in a basketball player's body and thick and strong and chiseled. But yeah,
But
the money in the NBA right now is absolutely crazy.
it's crazy. All right. Well, before we wrap up here, anything you want to add on?
I guess I'll say go Suns.
Yeah,
See what
it's gonna
happens
be
with them.
it's gonna be a tough year. So
I got an update. I'm trying to think what it was through. It wasn't like a fake thing, but it's probably clickbait. But it was talking about if Booker's going to get traded this season, and I think Phoenix would riot if they traded Booker mid-season. Like,
I don't see that happening. I mean, they gave him a huge extension, so
yeah,
yeah, I think he's gonna stick around. They're gonna play around him. So all
playing
right.
tournament.
Well,
That's what I want. Playing tournament.
that would be fun. All right, all right. Well, that's all we got for today's episode. We got a lot of episodes, a lot of sports this week. So stay tuned. We'll have our college football show tomorrow. We'll have NFL show on Thursday. World Series starts Friday. A lot of sports. So we'll talk to you soon and have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.